Greetings and salutations, YouTube. Yet another video by me, Everyday Oppression. Hey guys, sorry it's been a little bit of a late upload because I've been battling a cold, as you can hear by the sound of my voice. I've also been busy spending my time helping a buddy of mine doing renos in order to make some money as I'm looking for a new job. Hence the reason why I haven't uploaded in quite some time. In today's episode, we're going to talk about some gay stuff.
Do I have to?
You want to be a star, don't you?
Yes, I know for some of you watching this makes you uncomfortable, but we gotta talk about it. So, I don't know if any of you have actually heard about this latest story, a controversy involving the porn industry and the LGBT. So, there is a young lady who is a porn actress who goes by the name of Ames. She is a Canadian porn star, born in Antigonish, Canada, but then raised in the States. She recently just committed suicide over what was deemed as homophobic tweets. So the story goes is that as a porn actress, it's a business, you know, the porn industry is a business where people perform sexual acts for money. And she got in trouble because she had a choice to make and she took it. She had a huge target on her back by the LGBT community within the porn industry for expressing homophobic tendencies. So let's just dive right into the details of the nitty-gritty and see exactly what happened. So Ames on December the 3rd, 2017, tweeted this on her Twitter page. Whichever lady performer is replacing me tomorrow for @EroticaXNews, you're shooting with a guy who has shot gay porn, just to let you know. BS is all I can say. Do agents really not care about who they're representing? #LA Direct, I do my homework for my body. So this is resulting in the fact that she was supposed to be doing a porn shoot with a gay porn star, or most likely a bisexual porn star, by the name of Bruce Beckham. Now, she declined this business deal to do a shoot with sex with this gay porn star. See, one thing to take note about the porn industry is that the porn industry is catered to a predominantly male audience, a heterosexual male audience, and women, heterosexual women, are paid lots of money in order to perform for this male audience. Now, considering that the main audience members are male, of course, straight women would be paid more than straight men, because men who are viewing this content want to see a hot woman versus a hot man. So what this creates is actually a kind of a gender wage gap or a gender earnings gap that male porn stars don't make as much as female porn stars. It makes sense. There's a term in the porn industry called gay for pay, or what's better known as a crossover porn actor.
Nope. He's a fag, never mind.
Basically, these are straight men who will go over to gay porn in order to make more money. So they are deemed now bisexual, considering that they have sex with both men and women. Miss Ames, I believe, is bisexual because she also had lesbian porn. So she also had performed sexual acts with women as well for her job. Now, what's really telling is that after she had made this statement about rejecting this bisexual porn star, Bruce, rejecting the job offer, this is seen as homophobic and attacking of all gays, when really, it really wasn't. So after Bruce Beckham actually called her out for having homophobic tendencies, there was another gay porn star by the name of Sir Jackson Wheeler. He says this, @Ames XXX, the world is awaiting your apology or for you to swallow a cyanide pill. Either or, we'll take it. That's a bit dark. And then, of course, a lot of supporters of the LGBT community, as well as LGBT people, jumped in on this. They essentially dogpiled Ames, bullying her, cyberbullying her about the things that she said. And then she, of course, had to defend herself. On December 3rd, 2017, she states this, not homophobic. Most girls don't shoot with guys who have shot gay porn for safety. That's just how it is with me. I'm not putting my body at risk. I don't know what they do in their private lives. So here, this is essentially the rhetoric of my body, my choice. So again, she's rejecting this job offer to do a porn shoot with this male actor because he has shot gay porn before.
No, thanks.
Please?
No, thanks.
A little one.
Yeah, no, thanks.
So it sounds like there's a difference in screening processes when it comes to gay males versus straight males, as well as straight women versus lesbian women in the porn industry. A lot of people actually assume that the screening process for HIV testing was universal across the board. This sounds like it's not actually, and that in the gay porn industry, men don't have to unless the company requires them to. So this is where you'll see a lot of gay porn where they actually have sex with a condom. So safe sex is promoted within gay community, obviously because there's a lot of anal sex that goes on. I'm not going to go into the whole, how many different categories of gay sex there are. If you want to know, just look it up yourself. So this is what Bruce Beckham had to say on December the 4th of 2017. Turns out being an uneducated homophobe didn't get you a pat on the head. Maybe think next time before you word vomit for attention. So here he's actually interacting with August Ames based on her tweets about rejecting having sex with him. This is her reply. I don't have anything to apologize for. Apologizing for taking extra steps to ensue that my body stays safe. Fuck you guys attacking me when none of my intentions were malicious. I fucking love the gay community. What the fuck ever. I choose who I have inside my body. No hate. Again, this is just stating how she's protecting her body. She's concerned with her own interests, with keeping her body safe. And frankly, just because you're a porn star, that doesn't mean that your choice in protecting your own body is somehow magically stripped from you. And there's also a thing called preferences. You don't have to sleep with someone if you choose not to. It's the same thing with gays towards straights. If a gay person doesn't want to interact with a straight person, they also have that right. That same right should be afforded to straight people or bisexual people as well. And in reply to that, Bruce Beckham states this on December the 6th at 2:09 p.m. On Monday, I called out a homophobic performer for her ignorance and uneducated bias. She allegedly chose to end her own life when she was exposed to the same vitriol that gay people have been exposed to globally for decades. Original tweet below. And you know what I say to Bruce Beckham? Buddy, you don't speak for all gay people, for one thing. So stop trying to make it out like you do. And second, not every gay person has been victimized. Not every gay person has been gay bashed. Not every gay person experiences or sees the world through your lens. You are in a sense virtue signaling for the LGBT community. Now, this isn't a personal attack against him. You can check out his websites and his porn shoots. He's an okay looking guy, not really interested. But the fact is that you, using the platform of you being an LGBT member, you felt the need to attack a woman for her personal choices. Basically, you shamed her for having my body, my choice. And there's one thing that I've noticed about the LGBT community that really irks me, it really gets under my skin, is this idea that people owe us sex. That they owe us sexual gratification because we're a minority. Nobody is entitled to have sex with somebody if they don't want to. So for instance, me being part of the LGBT community, I know that there are people who want to sleep with me, and then there are those who don't. And I'm certainly not going to force somebody who doesn't want to sleep with me. Why? Because I would not want to be forced into a sexual relationship with someone I didn't want to sleep with.
Because I'm such a good friend.
This is where preferences come in. This is where a little bit of bias comes in. And this is where a lot of straight people get fed up with the gay community because of this rhetoric that we are pushing into the world. And you see this in the porn industry as well. To be inclusive, you must sleep with a gay person, or you cannot refuse a gay person. You can't refuse somebody's preferences. So why is it that Bruce Beckham, who is a most likely bisexual porn star, why is his preferences and choices elevated to a higher level than August Ames? Why is that?
That's a really good question.
I mean, this is the thing that I don't like about the LGBT. You think that we are entitled to sex with anybody, and if anybody refuses us, that makes them homophobic. That makes them evil. That makes them right-wing. Like, that's not how that works. And people in the LGBT community who harassed her on Twitter. Here are just some of the gold nuggets that you could see via the LGBT. My personal favorite is the one from Zinnia Jones. A homophobe killed herself and now people are all concerned about the bullying of homophobes? Excuse me, but where have you all been for queer people all this time? Again, Zinnia, you don't speak for all gays. You are not the harbinger of what every gay person's experiences are. You don't speak for me, I speak for me. August Ames speaks for herself. Bruce Beckham speaks for himself as well. Sir Jackson Wheeler speaks for himself. Xenia, you only speak for yourself. Stop talking for others. Just because you want to come off as a virtue signaler or, defending us poor gays, it doesn't make you a better person. It doesn't make you right.
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
We are shaming a woman for her choice. And especially a choice where is actually pretty reasonable. She doesn't want to get AIDS. She doesn't want to get sexual diseases that is very uncurable and can cause you a lot of harm.
That's right. I got AIDS about 2 years ago, and I've been losing weight ever since. It's amazing how slim you can get with AIDS.
Dude, what the fuck?
If I was in her situation where I was being presented with doing a sex scene with Bruce Beckham and I found out that he wasn't screened properly for HIV, I would probably say no as well. Why? Because that's my choice. That is my body and I have that right. Like, again, nobody has to sleep with you, Bruce Beckham, if they don't want to. But you don't get that. So I want to calm things down a little bit and basically bring attention to whether or not the LGBT community is to blame for August Ames killing herself. The very last tweet that we got with August Ames was December the 5th at 12 a.m. saying, "Fuck y'all." And then apparently she had died by strangling herself at her home. Now what's important to take note here is that homicide is different from suicide. So homicide is a lot different from suicide. So homicide basically is somebody else taking the life of another person through malicious means, through ill intent and harm. Suicide is when somebody takes their own life, mostly due to depression or not being able to handle things anymore. So the question now becomes whether or not Bruce Beckham is personally responsible for the death of August Ames. Is Sir Jackson Wheeler, the other porn star who suggested she take a cyanide pill, is he personally responsible for the death of August Ames? Now the short answer to this is no. No, they are not responsible because they did not want to harm her. They were merely shaming her on social media. The downside of this is that their shaming of August Ames on Twitter, on social media, allowed other people to join in on this public shaming and then turned into a mob mentality. So these are just people who got butthurt, who got a knee-jerk reaction to her initial tweet and thinking that it was homophobic and thus responded to her based on them thinking that it was homophobic. If there's people who think that the LGBT community as a whole is responsible for her suicide, no, they are not. Since I am a part of the LGBT and I don't want harm to anybody who is thinking suicidal thoughts. I don't want people to commit suicide. So me as a part of this LGBT community, I am not to blame. And neither is any other LGBT members, especially the ones who don't hold any fault with August Ames, who believe that she has a right to choice, who see nothing wrong with what she said or did. So is Bruce Beckham responsible for her suicide? No, he's not. He tried to backtrack on that, basically the shaming that he did on her, but that's redundant. If we were to charge Bruce Beckham or Sir Jackson Wheeler or any other LGBT member who hounded her, who might have pushed her to suicide, it would fall flat in court, only because they didn't have malicious intent. They were merely responding to what they perceived was homophobia, and they did not, in a sense, pull the trigger. And that's what's really sad about this story, is that she took her own life, and it was discovered that she had bipolar disorder and that she was sexually molested as a child earlier on in her life. So she obviously had some mental issues. She obviously had some past sexual molestation experience that contributed to her and this situation. So, I mean, it's hard because I want to place blame on people like Bruce. I want to place blame on people like Sir Jackson. But the truth of the matter is that the only one that is at fault is August Ames. She is the one that decided to end her life. Ultimately, it is her burden and her burden alone. But I will say this, is that people like Bruce and people like Jackson Wheeler, Xenia Jones, and any of you other LGBT supporters who bombarded her on social media, you did not help this situation. You did not help promote understanding. You did not help promote acceptance. You did not help promote the LGBT community. In fact, you did the complete opposite. Now straight people are looking at us, me, the LGBT community, as hypocrites and cyberbullies. And that's exactly what you did. Because why is it that when you're a gay person, that somehow that validates any and all actions by you? Even if that action is bullying, even if that action is attacking someone for their own preferences, why is it that when you're a gay person, you are magically exempt from any consequences of your hateful rhetoric? Why is that? I just want to say, I don't speak for all gay people. I don't speak for all lesbians or bisexuals even, or trans. I do speak for myself though, and I think this is a terrible situation that blew up, and that it shouldn't have happened, and that what we are witnessing here, ladies and gentlemen, is a large part of the LGBT community who think that they are untouchable. You are not untouchable. You are not perfect. You are not these magical creatures that, experience oppression or discrimination on the daily. Some of us don't. And also, other LGBT members think that they can speak for us. You don't. What you did, you contributed to this death. Okay? You contributed to a death of a woman who had every right to reject having sex with someone because she didn't want to. She had every right to reject Bruce because she was concerned about her health. And I would do the same thing. It's very interesting to me that even feminists are not jumping in on this to protect August Ames and her name, because she did exactly what feminism is supposed to be fighting for, allowing women freedom of choice and allowing a woman to say no to have sex with people that they do not want to have sex with. What's fuzzy about this is that she was rejecting a bisexual, aka gay porn star. So I guess this all comes back to the oppression Olympics. Who is more oppressed? A bisexual Canadian woman who's a porn star, or a bisexual man who's a porn star?
It's just confusing. Is it sexist to hit you? Is it more sexist to not hit you? I mean, the line gets real blurry.
I'm getting very, very sick and tired of seeing the constant victimhood of LGBT members thinking that A, they speak for the rest of us, and they don't, and B, that we are automatically being discriminated against.
Now, one of you will be the drowning victim, and the other one gets to be our lifesaver.
I'll be the victim. All your life.
Yes, gays have faced discrimination in the past. At one point, being a homosexual was illegal. Especially if you were a gay male, you could have been arrested for expressing your own sexuality, and that would have been homosexuality. There was a time where we were really facing discrimination, but now we've gone over the cup. So like our cup of discrimination is being filled, boop, 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 boop. And now we have reached the breaking point. We have reached the top of the glass, and now we're spilling out over everybody else. We have these rights and privileges that a lot of other people don't. And I find that many in the LGBT community are taking these privileges for advantage. Like they're not appreciating what we have. They're not appreciating it. And whenever somebody makes a joke or criticizes or attacks a gay person, we automatically assume that they're homophobic. That's not necessarily the case. Basically with Twitter, this is just a very sad and tragic event that saw a lot of people's knee-jerk reactions, a lot of emotional angst, and unfortunately the end consequences was the suicide of August Ames. Like even Jenna Jameson was attacked by the LGBT community as well. She states, "I would like to point out the incredible amount of attacks that were made on me by the LGBT community when I voiced my opinion on a trans woman being in Playboy. I received death threats against me and my daughter. This went on for days. This mob mentality must end. Hashtag August Ames." And Jenna Jameson, I fully agree. We have to stop this mob mentality. We have to stop dogpiling, and we have to stop playing the victim card. We have to stop it. But it's like a monster that's been released.
It's alive! It's alive!
Ever since we created social media. So yes, social media has its benefits, but social media also has its ugly face. And this is its ugly face. We actually have people committing suicide over tweets. We have people showcasing revenge porn in order to get back at, an ex-lover. We have the left versus the right in politics that are nitpicking at each other at a constant daily basis, and it's getting so frustrating for most people who are in the center of things, and we get bombarded with all of this. So this is a video in regards to that, kind of a breakdown as to how things have played out. So in summary, these are my personal opinions and things that I've taken from this controversial story. 1, you don't have to have sex with someone if you don't want to. This goes for any male, any female, anyone. 2, what August Ames did was not wrong. She was looking after her own health, and she has every right to do so. I would expect the same for a male porn star or any other female porn star. 3, Bruce Beckham and Jackson Wheeler and Xenia Jones and any other person in the LGBT community on Twitter are not to be blamed for her death. They did not do it maliciously. It was not a homicide. It was a suicide. So the responsibility of that action is on August Ames and August Ames alone. 4, even though they are not responsible for her death, they helped contribute to it by shaming her, by dogpiling her, by cyberbullying her. And I hope that there is some form of consequences for their actions in all of this. 5, people like Bruce and Xenia and Jackson Wheeler do not speak for the entire LGBT community. You only speak for yourselves. Stop virtue signaling and presuming to think that you speak on the rest of our behalves. You don't. 6, this is a very tragic event, and a young woman committed suicide over it, and I'm very, very saddened for this. I feel for her friends, I feel for her family, I feel for female porn stars who, despite being porn stars, that doesn't stop you not having the right to say no to sex with anybody. Just because they're porn stars doesn't mean that they are forced to sign their name on the contract to have sex with this other person. I don't know, guys. This is a very terrible situation. I feel for August Ames. I feel for her family and friends. And wherever she is, I hope you get some peace. Alright guys, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think that the LGBT community is mostly responsible for her death, or, it was just a shame, but they're not responsible? How do you view my viewpoints on this? Did I make myself clear about my position on this? What do you think about all this mess? So until then, and as always, everyone, take care of one another. I'll see you all next time. Bye.